Hello, I'm Dr. Patel and I'm the BBD Clinical Champion, and BBD stands for Bradford Beating Diabetes. We've put together a DVD for our patients to help inform them about diabetes and the BBD campaign. I'd just like to tell you a little bit more about diabetes. Well, diabetes is a condition whereby your body cannot control the level of glucose adequately. And glucose is a type of sugar that the body cells require for energy. And the levels of glucose in the blood are controlled by a hormone called insulin, which is produced by the pancreas. And the insulin helps the glucose move into the cells. But when the body doesn't make enough insulin or it's not working properly, the glucose just sits in the blood, and this is what causes diabetes. Some of the symptoms for diabetes are passing urine more frequently, particularly at night, feeling more thirsty, feeling tired. Some people may complain of weight loss, and some people may complain of recurrent infections such as boils and thrush. And if you have any of these symptoms, speak to your GP and they can do some more tests.
अच्छा, मेरा नाम अमर रफीक है, मेरी उम्र 60 साल है। दरअसल मैं डॉक्टर को गया था, रूटीन टेस्ट थी, तो उन्होंने मेरा ब्लड लिया, उन्होंने फिर वापस टेलीफोन किया, मतलब वापस अर्जी चाह, उन्होंने आखिर उस सलाह तक की ब्लड शुगर होए, टाइप 2 डायबिटीज होए, उन्होंने मेरी रॉयल इन्फर्मरी हॉस्पिटल भेजा, उनको उन्होंने आखिर वाकई में जो मेरी ब्लड शुगर बॉर्डर लाइन पे, तो फिर मतलब उन्होंने फिर वापस गया तो नर्स आखिर कला संगम कोर्स करा ले, तो बेहतर है वो कोर्स कर ले, 6 वीक का कोर्स है, तो फिर मैंने कोर्स से भेजा नर्स। मैं कोर्स पर गया था, उन्होंने काफ़ी मेरी मालूमात हासिल हुई सी, तो बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें मैं सीखी। उन्होंने दसिया भाई इस ब्लड शुगर किस तरह कंट्रोल की जाए सकनी है, तो मतलब अगर ये टाइप 2 डायबिटीज जी है ये खत्म ही हो सकनी है। जी टाइप 1 है वो थोड़ी खतरनाक है, लेकिन टाइप 2 जी अगर तुम एक्सरसाइज हेल्थी खाना खाओ तो तुम कंट्रोल कर सकते हो।
Okay, my name's Alan Wilson. I'm 33 years old. I've just gone. I'm a Bradford Beating Diabetes Champion. I also work as a health trainer and facilitate groups, support groups. I guess I used to be a bank manager for Barclays, and the stress I think took its toll. I wasn't a very healthy person. I drank a lot, smoked a lot, lived very unhealthily, and I saw a advertisement offering training after I'd taken control of my own health, using various services such as the weight management programs offered by the NHS. Having gone through that process myself, I wanted to use that experience to help other people, especially because we have a family background with diabetes. I thought that I could do a good job sharing. Although when I first came into the role, I was obviously self-conscious, being a big lad myself, but I was confident, having been 25 stone, getting down to 16 stone, that I was doing the right things, and I think that came across in the groups that we run, that people related to me and I related to them, because I understood what it was like to give something up.
Bradford Beating Diabetes Champion is working with those people who are high risk of diabetes. At the moment, I worked with most South Asian community, and most of the people come over 40, and someone's got a weight problem, and someone's got high blood pressure and other conditions. These people I met, I learned a lot of things from them. Previously, my last session, I was one of the lady who wanted to lose weight, but she was a high risk of diabetes, and plus she had other health problem as well. So when we told her to do some exercise, but problem with her, she can't do the exercise, she can't walk for long, she started doing some steps after eating. So personally, I thought I like the idea from her. If I can't go out to walk or can't go to gym, so I can do after eating some steps. And she increased the steps starting from 50s to goes up to 300. Now I started myself as well.
I think if there was one thing that I would want to say to anybody that's just found out that they're borderline would be that it's not hard to take the first step. Once you've taken the first step, you get the adrenaline going and you get determined. I have a motto in my office, and it's for the staff. It's think it, believe it and achieve it. I was stuck on the think it stage for a long time. I was thinking about doing things, but I think it's very easy to go from thinking that you can do something to believing you can do it, and then once you believe it, you take some action. So I think if I was one thing I would say to somebody is start with one thing at a time. Don't have yourself loads of goals. My first goal was going swimming, it was the exercise. I did that, and once I achieved that, moved me on to my next goal. And that's how I'll do it. What I'll do is, I did do that. I went on to my eating, and I didn't think, right, I'm going to change everything overnight. I started with little things, stopped buying the extra buns, stopped eating the extra buns, and then I thought, won't eat the sweets, and then slowly I've cut things out. I have the odd ice cream here and there. I don't buy the diabetic ice cream, but it's the portions that you have in things, and moderation, really. So I think take the first step, and I think the rest will come then. It's like learning to walk. Once you take a couple of steps, you soon find you pick your speed up, and you're running ahead.
Yeah. As a Bradford beating diabetes champion, we did quite an intensive course actually around healthy eating and tools that we use, such as the cycle of change, to highlight to people, the process of making changes. I've had to learn how to manage groups and how to present it in a fun, enjoyable way, as opposed to lecturing people. I think people don't resist change, they resist being changed, and I think if you can make it fun and tailor to the individual, people can make whatever changes they need to make in life.
My name is Shaida Ali, and I work as a healthcare assistant at a medical centre. I'm not diabetic myself, but I work with people who have diabetes, and because diabetes is a community campaign, it's good to know what everybody else is doing, and we work as a team, so everybody's working at the same level.
My name is Bashir. I'm a diabetic champion. I'm also a health trainer. I became interested in learning more about diabetes because my mother is a diabetic, and so is my wife. And also, diabetic is very prevalent within Asian subcontinent. The reason I became champion was, fortunately, that my line manager mentioned that there was a course which was going, which was called Bradford Beating Diabetes. And when she sort of indicated to me if I would be interested, I jumped at it. I felt, there's a great need to learn, and also sort of if I could sort of put that into practice with my relatives, with my wife and my mom. So this is why I became a diabetic champion. And I'm glad I did, because I learned a lot from it. And it isn't very sort of mystic about what diabetes is all about. It's only common sense, but you can curtail that diabetes. And the emphasis obviously is look at yourself as to what you need to do in terms of looking at and combating diabetes from actually forming. And simple sort of rules are, for example, to exercise, to eat healthy, and to reduce weight. Okay. Not only that, it's also there are so many different avenues and other organizations within Bradford who could be very supportive in trying to help you to understand what diabetes is and try to help you to sort of minimize the effect of diabetes forming into a fully fledged diabetes type 2 if you are being diagnosed as having a borderline diabetes.
Do more physical activities such as running, jogging, swimming and even housework counts.
6 हफ्ते का कोर्स खत्म हो गया तो उस तो बाद तो वैसे उन्होंने बुलाया सी मैं तुम उस तो बाद तुम क्या एक्टिविटी कर रहे हो मैं पहले जलाला चाय शुगर वाला लेना सा हूँ बिल्कुल ख़त्म कर दिया शुगर इस तो अलावा जला मैं अपने ग्राउंड सन की स्कूल छोड़ना पैदल छोड़ना जाना काफ़ी हिल है तो उससे मैं हर रोज़ तकरीबन 10-15 मिनट वॉक करना अप एंड डाउन उन्होंने मेरी काफ़ी फर्क पड़ गया इस तो बाद मैं मस्जिद पैदल जाना अगर दिन में 5 बार जाओ तकरीबन 50 मिनट बन जाने तो इस वास्ते मैं चलाना शुरू कर दिया कम अज़ कम चलाना आधा घंटा या 50 मिनट रोज़ चलाना अपनी मैं हैबिट बना ली है तो मैं काफ़ी अपने आप को बेहतर महसूस कर रहा तकरीबन मैं 1 स्टोन वजन भी लूज़ किया.
As a Bradford Beating Diabetes Champion, I recommend to do outdoor activities with your children, with your family, like a football, any other sports, and go for a swimming. And one of the lady, she takes her grandchildren for swimming, and it is very good for herself and for the children as well, because you're teaching in a fun activity to do exercise, and you are healthy and your children will be healthy as well. And swimming is a very good exercise as well, and the children will be enjoy and you can enjoy with your grandchildren.
Since I've started the swimming and now started the walking as well, I know that I need to lose weight around here. I felt my stomach coming down a little bit and my trousers are getting looser. I think when you do walk or you're doing the swimming, you have to make sure that as you do it you're a little bit breathless. Then you know that it's actually working. You've got to know your pace.
I myself have gained a lot of knowledge on diabetes and healthy lifestyle. Most of the time we're aware of all the things that we should be doing, but it's just putting it in prospectus. So I've changed my diet a little bit and I am now doing a little bit of exercise.
Having been a boxer, I thought about going back, but I just didn't have the fitness levels for it, and it seemed like a job too much. So I started to walk more. Really little things that you can incorporate into your daily routine, such as walking up the steps instead of getting into an elevator. You know, leaving the car at home and walking to the shops. One thing I really surprised myself with was housework, cleaning. You know, I never really counted cleaning as either a creative or as physical exercise, but what I found out is that it's exercise. You know, anything really where you're moving and getting out of breath is exercise. And I always thought, well, exercise is going to the gym or you know, doing various sports and really tiring yourself out.
Just general walking, it's not too much, but where I wasn't doing any exercise, I'm doing about 15 to 20 minutes a day, and I'm also having fruit every day now.
I think when you're walking, one thing to make sure that you do is walk at a little bit of faster pace. You're a little bit breathless, you can start to feel your heart rate go a bit faster. It's nothing to get frightened about. That shows you that it's working. Obviously, if you are doing any type of exercise that's gonna you don't feel good about, you need to move back a bit and slower your pace and then build yourself up. I think you can't say go swimming and go to 25. I mean, I started off with 5 lengths, and then I felt that was okay, and then the following week I built it up from 5 to 10 and slowly built it up. It's the same with walking. If you haven't walked for a long time, you would do it 5-10 minutes, and then go a bit further the next time. The first time I started walking, just went round my house, then I went along my street and back, and then just a little bit further now. We obviously go to Plymouth now, so we go right to the top. But you need to be sure that you're pacing it at the pace your body can take it. If you feel too breathless and you know that, you've obviously got to stop it and slow it down a bit, and go at a slow pace and then slowly build it up.
People do go for exercise, they do have a walk or go to the gym, but again with a few people, they're finding hard to go, they're finding hard to give a time. So I would like to say again, I always recommend them, look, if you are healthy, you are a mother, you holding whole family, so give time to yourself. If you don't give time to yourself, tomorrow no one will give you time. So I try to convince them, go have an exercise, it's good for them, and be active.
Following that, one thing I enjoyed as a child was swimming. So I decided to go swimming, to Keighley swimming baths. I was really nervous, I remember, and I took my family with me, who all benefited from the changes I was making. And we arrived at Keighley swimming baths. Obviously I was self-conscious, I had to go in, take my top off, show off my stretch marks, and the pool was absolutely heaving. There was 2 schools in, and a learning disabled group, and all the regulars, and I nearly didn't go in. Something told me, just get in. I got in for 5 minutes, and the next time I went, it made that easy. It was quieter. I went and I got into the habit of going and swimming around, not with really a set regime, just swimming around, playing with my kids, and having a bit of fun. And that's what I found. Exercise doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be hard work. It can be really fun. Then I got into walking on moorlands and enjoyed the environment and the green fields.
Eat a healthy and balanced diet. So basically, aim for a diet which is low in fat, salt and sugar, but high in fibre with plenty of fruit and vegetables.
फैमिली वाले में कि देखा उन्हें आखिर तू वेट लूज कर सकता है समय कर सकता है सारे जिन्हें ना माशाल्लाह खाने पीने फैमिली हेल्थी फैमिली है मोट ज़्यादा खाने वाले उन्होंने कंट्रोल करा मेरे लड़के तकरीबन 2 स्टोन वजन लूज किया मेरी बीवी है उसे 1 स्टोन वजन लूज किया सिर्फ मेरी तकनीक है.
I love to give advice about sweet because we can't stop. We all got a sweet tooth, and if people like having cake, and especially in birthdays or parties, we always wait for the cake. So if I always give them advice, eat in moderation rather than you having a 2 piece of the cake. Try to have a 1. I know you want another one, but just have a 1. If any other sweets are there, just cut down into half bowl, or is it chocolate, rather than having a full piece of the chocolate, just eat a half. Now you can have a sugar-free chocolate and cakes as well. And other sweets you can mix with fresh fruit, natural sugar, and we don't need to have a natural sugar is too many fruits in addition. Thus again you have to cut down. Again I would say eat in moderation, but I know it's very hard, but we have to try it.
I think the effect it's had on me, I think personally it's made me realise I've got to take responsibility for looking after my body, so then my body can look after me. I am 53, and if I carry on like this, the diabetes is going to get worse. second, I'm not going to have a good quality of life. And the other thing, I think the impact it's had on me is that I have patients that are diabetics that I give healthy advice to all the time. You know, to do exercise, the sort of foods that they eat. I go on regular updates about diabetes, so it's not something I don't know about, just didn't think it happened to me.
A well-balanced, healthy diet, I would advise my patients and everybody in the community as well, is to cut down on your carbs, to have more fruit, vegetable and salads, and to have fish at least once a week. So just, you know, you don't have to be a dietitian or anything or be on a special diet, just a balanced diet, so cut out all the junk from your daily intake.
It always seems so hard to exercise. Where am I going to find the time? You know, where am I going to find the time to cook properly? And I went to do the Healthy Weight course, which is an NHS programme, and I learnt some really basic information, and that was my first step with losing weight. And I then went to learn how to cook, because I'd identified that as a barrier to making the change. And I think from there really it snowballed, and I got down to 16 stone.
Before diagnosis, I didn't really think, I liked chocolate, I liked gulab jamun, and I liked, that's a sweet Asian dish, and I also liked burfi, which is another sweet Asian dish. I used to like Lucozade, because I wasn't eating properly. A quick, you know, bottle of Lucozade picked me up. I'd do it without thinking really. But I think since I've cut all the sweet things out, and I thought, I still like sweet things, I've gone more for the natural. And just recently, a few weeks ago, I've cut out burfis and all the sweet things like I was saying, and the buns and the cakes. I've gone more onto fruit.
Please ensure you have your Diabetes 9 Care Passport, because this will ensure that you have your 9 annual checks, and this will enable us to pick up the complications earlier rather than later. The most important thing is that patients get tested so they know their risk and can take action.
If someone has a high risk of diabetes, the advice would give, control your diet and be active, do the exercise. And I always say, especially to women, whole family's health is in your hand. If you are healthy, you can make your family healthy. If mother are healthy, the children are healthy.
Another thing that's a small step but has, you know, big impact was my eating habits, the times I ate. And I was aware of that, but I didn't really put anything into context, you know. And now, because I've started with the exercise, cut out the sweet things, I've gone on to the next step, is eating at the right times, trying to not eat after 7. Being diagnosed has just made me, because it's about me. Before diabetes was about other people had it, I could give them the advice. Now it's me, I have to take my own advice now, and I know what to do. So little steps, so timing of your foods, having a good breakfast, having plenty of water, and then not eating too late. And the other thing I found was, if you are eating, just a 10-minute a walk after. I mean, the weather's lovely at the moment, so you can go for a quick walk, and even if the weather's not good, you can pop your coat on, whether it's raining or whatever, after your meal. Go have a family walk. You don't have to do it alone. It's good for me because we're doing it together with my daughter. I've got 2 daughters and 2 sons. So we'll go for a walk together, and they enjoy it too. And they like exercise and keeping fit. So you're doing both in one. I'm having more family time, but you know, I'm actually exercising and taking control. I'm taking control of my life, really.
Cool.
Just that, be determined. You can't change everything all at once. Start with one goal. Once you, like I did with the swimming, I thought on a Saturday, I'm going to go swimming no matter what. That is my time, and I'm not going to change that for anybody. And that's how I've done. That's what I've done. Kept it as my time, so that I know that Saturday, no matter what comes, I'm going to go swimming. And once I did that, then it pushed me on to change my diet. Then it pushed me on to other goals. So you achieve one and then move on to the other.
Knowing that you are at risk of developing diabetes, I think is a positive thing to know, because you can take control early and be in control and know what's coming, so you can take action before it's too late.
A piece of advice I give to someone who's been diagnosed high risk. Well, I guess I don't really like to give advice, but something I would share is that overcoming that initial barrier of making the change, so taking that leap of faith. We can't possibly know the answers till we start, and the advice I would give would be to make a start, whatever it may be. Get the right information, get a level of support, which is something we do in group. We offer support and we offer knowledge, and I think if you have them two ingredients, then you will move forward in life.
I think for me personally, it's had a very positive effect, because it's something I wanted to do. This pushed me on to do it, to change my lifestyle, not just for diabetes, but getting more exercise, trying to lose some weight, eating healthy, living healthy, so emotionally, because I've decided to make those changes at last, I feel a lot better. I feel I'm achieving something, and I think it's had a good impact on my family as well, because they can see I'm actually not a gonna do, but I'm actually a doer now. That also has an impact on, because I feel positive, I'm taking charge of my life, my health, my body, the way I work at work. I'm more positive in the approach I take, and when I am giving advice to my patients, I know that I'm actually doing it myself, and it's not something I've just read off a paper, a bit of information I've had. I'm going through that, and I can say to them that I'm going through. So professionally, I think it's made me much more professional. And before it was just the words, and now it's the whole package. Because I'm experiencing it myself as well, I can speak with some authority with them, and with some empathy with my patients. So for me, I think it's very positive.
Diabetes is on the rise locally and nationally, and we want to prevent as many Bradford City patients from developing diabetes. We also want to ensure the current diabetics receive excellent advice and care so that they stay in control of their condition. So this is why the Bradford City Clinical Commissioning Group have launched a campaign called the Bradford Beating Diabetes Campaign to help address some of these issues.